I've met a lot of people who hate math but love money, so let's look at a problem that makes math a little bit more enjoyable.
In this problem, we have a jar of coins, all pennies and quarters. Altogether, we have 273 coins, and the total value of all coins in the jar is $41.85. How many pennies are there in the jar? First thing we're going to do is we're going to identify our variables. First, we want to translate $41.85 to cents, which is going to be 4,185 cents. We're doing this because our values are given in coins, and coins are only in cents. Next, we're going to identify the variable p, which is going to be for us the number of pennies in the jar. Next, we're going to identify Q, which is going to be the number of quarters in the jar. Now, since pennies and quarters have different values, we want to make sure that we identify those values too. 1 penny is worth 1 cent, and 1 quarter is worth 25 cents. Next, we're going to set up our equation. The first equation we're going to set up is the value of money in the jar, which is 4,185 cents. We know that 1 penny is worth 1 cent, and we know that 1 quarter is worth 25 cents. So the number of pennies plus the number of quarters is going to give us this total. We know that the total number of pennies and quarters is 273. So we're just going to write that here. Our next step is to isolate p because in both equations, there's only one p. As you can see, I've isolated p in both equations, and since both equations are now equal to each other, we can set these two equal to each other. That our equations are set equal to each other, we can separate our given values and our variables. The first thing we're going to want to do is subtract 273 from both sides. After subtracting 273 from both sides, we get that the value of 4,185 minus 273 is going to be equal to 3,912 minus 25q. And here, the values cancel each other out, and we get is equal to minus q. Next, we want to add 25q to both sides, and we get 3,912 plus 25q cancels out is equal to negative q plus 25q is equal to 24q, which is that's what it's going to be equal to. Next, we want to divide 3,912 by 24q, and we get that q is equal to 163. Now, going back to the p that we isolated, since we're looking for pennies, we're going to plug in this q of 163 back into this equation. Then we're going to get p is equal to 273 minus 163. Then we're going to get that p is equal to 110. So the total number of pennies in the jar is going to be 110 pennies. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to make math accessible all around the world, so please follow and subscribe and like this video to make my goal possible.